P.T. Logan's 5 Minutes of Terror. Twisted, troubling tales to send a chill up your spine.
Wisconsin. Aliens do not exist, Tim said. They sure do, Brad shot back. You're wrong. They absolutely do exist. And how would you know? Tim demanded. Because I've seen them. I've seen them with my own eyes, Brad countered. They'd had this discussion many times before, and Tim always says that aliens didn't exist while Brad insisted they did. They could go on like this for hours, and sometimes they argued well into the night. But today, Brad wasn't feeling well. He had motion sickness, which was nearly as common as a discussion with Tim about aliens. You've seen them? Brad nodded vigorously. I've seen them, he repeated. They come in different colors, brown, pink, you name it, and they're soft and squishy. Tim laughed. That's ridiculous, he said, crossing his arms over his chest. It's not ridiculous. And you want to know how I know it's not ridiculous? How? Because I've seen them. Tim laughed again. Okay, where have you seen them then, Brad? He was teasing, mocking, making fun of him, but Brad didn't care because he had seen aliens. Wisconsin. This only made Tim laugh harder. Wisconsin? What the heck is Wisconsin? Brad looked down at his feet. The place where aliens live, where I saw them. Brad, Tim began, rolling his eyes. You're being silly. I'm not being silly, I'm right. Aliens do exist. Aliens... What are you two arguing about? Both Brad and Tim fell silent as their eyes drifted toward their teacher, Mr. Poff. Nothing, Tim lied, but Brad, who didn't mind getting in trouble for arguing to prove a point, disagreed with his friend. He's lying. We're talking about aliens. Tim says that they don't exist, but I know they exist. Mr. Poff just stared, unblinking, at both of them. See, Timothy said when the silence grew awkward. Oh, come on, tell him, Brad pleaded. Mr. Poff shook his head and Brad sighed loudly. I won't tell him, Mr. Poff said. Why not? Brad asked with a pout. Why won't you? I won't tell him, Mr. Poff repeated sternly, because I'll show you both. With that, Mr. Poff spun around and began to walk across the smooth gray floor. What do you mean, show me? Brad smiled when he detected a little tremor in his friend's voice. He gestured for Tim to follow him and Mr. Poff. Hurry up, Timmy, hurry! When they reached a gray wall that was as smooth and featureless as the floor, Mr. Poff waved his hand in front of it. The wall shimmered for a moment, then went completely transparent, and they found themselves staring down at a square field. What's that? Tim asked, still sounding scared. That is Wisconsin, Mr. Poff replied. See, that's where I saw them. When we were flying over Wisconsin, they were right. When a metal box of some sort on 4 wheels suddenly came into view, Brad stopped speaking and just stared. Slow down, I see something, Brad said, pointing at the strange object with a long finger. Mr. Poff brought the spaceship to a halt. As Brad watched with intrigue and Tim in horror, a small, soft pink thing stepped out of the metal box. On its body were strange coverings, including something on its head that had a beak of some sort. Brad was almost giddy. After all this time, after hundreds of arguments, he was finally being proven correct. See, Tim, aliens do exist. There's one right there, right down there in Wisconsin. Mr. Poff nodded. Brad's right. Aliens do exist. But they don't call themselves aliens, Timmy. They call themselves humans.
P.T. Logan's 5 Minutes of Terror. Twisted, troubling tales to send a chill up your spine.